We have Themba Gorimbo versus Pete Rodriguez. This will be a fight in the welterweight division after Pete's uh, kind of, I think he tried to cut to lightweight and then he had to pull out against Natalia in the past. Now, Themba Gorimbo, he's 11-4, 3-2 in his last five. He is coming off that decision victory over Takashi Sato. Pretty dominating decision victory, actually. He is fighting against Pete Rodriguez, 5-1, and Pete is 4-1 his last five, coming off of that KO victory over Mike Jackson, who not the greatest UFC talent there. Now Pete will be the younger fighter here, but Gorimbo will be the just taller fighter and have the reach advantage as well. Pete Rodriguez, he's a plus 210 underdog. So, Gorimbo, he actually opened up at a minus 350, and now he has been bet to a minus 250. So some dog action has been taken on Pete Rodriguez. And Gerard, I'll let you start off this breakdown as well. What do you think about Gorimbo versus Rodriguez here?
This fight here, Gorimbo, he looks like the more well-rounded fighter. I mean, he has more tape on him. We're not so sure on Pete Rodriguez's grappling as much. He hasn't been there too many UFC rounds yet. So for Gorimbo, I mean, we've seen his striking. He uses that length, but still in the grappling or striking, I'm still not overly impressed by Themba Gorimbo. He seems like he gets positions, but he also gives away positions as well quite often. And in this fight, I can see he could possibly get caught here against a Pete Rodriguez who kind of shows a little bit of that brawling bruiser style. And against his fight against Jack Della Maddalena, he he looked okay. He looked okay out there against JDM up until JDM finished him. And yeah, JDM's just at a different level, but Pete Rodriguez looked pretty competent out there on the stand up. And I think that Pete Rodriguez may be able to find a finish if he turns this into a fight and a brawling in the stand up and he goes for those short bursts and catches Gorimbo just standing there. So uh I'm leaning Pete Rodriguez here. I think he's just more dangerous. And Themba Gorimbo, I'm just not sold on Gorimbo's what skill set and Gorimbo. I'm just not, yeah, I'm just not overly impressed by Gorimbo, basically. So yeah, my pick here is Pete Rodriguez, possible upset.
Nice. Are you confident enough in him putting him as like maybe a dog play? Because those odds are pretty juicy right now. I think plus 210 at the moment.
As a dog play, possibly, but I think I want to see the face-offs. I think he is coming off of a. This is short notice as well. I think for Pete,
Yes,
so I kind of want to see how he looks.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, Themba is, he's a range striker, likes to use his grappling to keep his opponents guessing 77-inch reach, so uses his range to his advantage. Good kicks, things more so of a kicker than a puncher. Likes to counter as well, is able to pressure forward. I think that Themba showed some good grappling ability in his last win against Sato. He landed 3 out of 8 takedowns, controlled Sato for 11 minutes, and he was able to land some ground and pound once on top. I think he also knocked down Sato once or twice in that fight as well. Pete, powerful striker. He likes to move forward at all times. True brawler. Likes to hunt his opponents. Takes one to give one approach as well. So just definitely a brawler. He's also somewhat durable, especially considering his fighting style. However, we saw what a high level boxer like JDM did to him when he was cracked by him. So that style won't get too far, especially in the UFC. but he does like to fight at a fast pace and just try to end the fight quickly. And right now, just to tell you guys, the over round line is over 1.5. So people think that this, and the under 1.5 is -125. So people think that this fight might end pretty quickly, either according to the odds right now, either by a Gorimbo sub or a Pete KO. I think that Pete will attempt to pressure Themba, especially early in the fight. Themba will wait for Pete to come and possibly counter him, staying on the outside with his range and then working the takedown to swing the fight in his favor. So right now, Themba by decision or sub, more likely sub. I'm probably going to hold off on this for now, wait until Themba maybe becomes a little bit more affordable as a potential parlay piece because I am on his side because I think that he will just take Pete down with his size and grappling ability. But like you mentioned, I mean, Pete is a very dangerous striker. Themba could easily get caught by a KO while trying to go for some of these takedowns or trying to get into these grapple exchanges. So holding off on Gorimbo right now, and I'll wait until how the face-offs weigh-ins look because, as you mentioned as well, Pete Rodriguez is coming off of a late notice here for sure.